Real quick video while I'm in here in my daughter's room, cleaning up her room, because I do that when my kids at school. I clean their room so they come home to a clean room. One of the reasons why I'm single is because I feel like protecting my children's heart is more important than having a romantic relationship. And I feel that way because I haven't met anyone yet. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm closed off to love or I don't want love, but I feel like when you're a single parent, you have to decide what's more important. I could easily have a relationship right now. I could easily have another relationship next week, next month. And that's the thing. I'd rather have someone that is fully committed and gonna fully commit themselves to me and my children, because it happened one time and that was enough for me. That was enough for me. I let a snake slither his way in, and these men, they're so crafty. These, con artists and these warlocks. They don't just want to break your heart. They want to break your children's hearts as well. That's why I made it my business. It was already my business before I made this mistake. And I would just, have male friends on the phone. I would go out on dates with my male friends, but I never brought them around my children. I always protected my children, from my guy friends. And when I did decide to get a boyfriend, it was like, this is what they do. They rush their way into your children's life, and they want to rush their way to your home. And they want to do this because, if they can get into your children's mind, your children will begin to get in your mind. Mama, give him a chance. He a good man. He a nice man. If they can win your children over, then they feel like they can win you over. And it's pretty much the truth, just speaking from experience. And when that happened and, they leave and they don't give a fuck about your children, they don't care about the promises they made to your children, and they think it's funny that I call it a 2-for-1, or if you got 2 or 3 children, it could be a 3-for-1. They feel like they get a 3-for-1, or they get a 4-for-1, a 4-for-4, 4 hearts that they've broke. And they go on about their life and they laugh and they don't care. They don't care about your children. So not only did they hurt you, they hurt your innocent children, whether this be a boy or a girl. No child should be intentionally experiencing heartbreak at a very young age. And so I just made it my vow, like, if that's what I gotta sacrifice, then so be it. So while a lot of people think that, oh, we doing something to her love life and we causing her, no, you're not. I'm choosing to protect my children's heart over being selfish and thinking about my own needs. And yes, they don't have a father, but they don't have a man mistreating them either. They don't have a man in their life using them and abusing them either. So that's the decision that I made. I said I would rather give them the love that I have, which is feminine love, woman love. I don't try to be the man. I don't try to be the man in my children's life. I will do sweet things for them though, like open their car door, or sometimes they will come home to gifts, little candy baskets on their bed. I do that. I give them, but I'm talking about that manly, masculine energy. I don't give that to them. Instead, what I do is I pray over their wombs. I pray over their life that they will have great husbands, kings, real men to father their children, to marry them. I speak it into their life. I'm speaking it into existence. And stop being selfish and worrying about me. No, I'm speaking this thing into my children. You will have a good husband. You will have a good man that's going to stay beside you and your children. Your children will have a good father. It's okay if it skipped over me. So what? I still choose to love and be loved. My children, I look at them as innocent little people that God blessed me with. To see how am I gonna be a good steward to them? How am I going to treat the gifts that God gave me? Am I going to be selfish and think about myself? I need a man. I need a man. I can't be seen without a man. I got to have a man for this. I can't be laughed at. I can't be picked at. But every time you get a new man, you place your heart, you place your children's heart in these men's hands, and they crumble it up and ball it up. That happened one time. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, shame on me. And it's not going to be a second time. I will sacrifice my own love life to never see my children be hurt like that again and disappointed by somebody they thought they could love, and somebody who they thought they could call their father, and somebody who they thought they could look up to and trust. And it's no different. As soon as he had them wrapped around his finger, as soon as they trusted him, as soon as he presented the fact, hey, I want y'all to call me dad. I want to be y'all dad. As soon as he got their trust, he was out just like a thief in the night. Even though he was paid to do it, it still doesn't matter. He made his move and I decided to make my move. And the move that I decided to make is I rather lay it on the line, lay it down and give it up than to ever have my children hurt like that again. Now, I think about, well, are your children hurting because they don't have a father figure in their life? And I say that could be, maybe a 20% chance that, they do feel some way about not having a male role or, a father figure in their life. And I apologize to my kids for that inconvenience, that I'm not able to provide them with that. I take full accountability and responsibility, and I have told my children this. Because, see, that's the problem in households. We suppress things and we don't talk about things. We just act like they not happening. I have set my children down and I have apologized to them. Like, look, I apologize. I made it with the wrong person. I made it with someone that was incapable of consistency. I made it with someone that was not loyal to their words, their promises, their own children. And I apologize. I made a decision that changed your innocent life and my life. And I just wanna right my wrong. I don't wanna keep making wrong. I don't wanna keep making the wrong decisions. And I know that, I am making that decision for myself, but I also know other people make, when they do their little whoop-de-whoop, they're making a decision to keep good men away from me. And that's okay, because it's not going to turn me bitter. It hasn't turned me bitter. It's turned me into a better woman, a better queen. I'm making better decisions, not out of selfishness. I notice like a lot of people make decisions out of their needs. I need a man. I want a man. I don't want to sleep alone. I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to hurt my children again, and I'm not going to hurt my children again. And if it means giving that part of my life up, then so be it. But I can also still, go back to what I was doing before, just have friends outside of my kids, have friendships outside of my children. My children don't have to be involved. But I don't even want to do that. It's just like I did it. It was fun. You know, everybody needs that something that they need for themselves, and I don't want to do that anymore. So it's just like, no, I'm just going to give them what I have, and they deserve that because they didn't ask to be here. And I have love to give, so I'm going to give them that, and I'm not going to jeopardize that by bringing a counterfeit in, an actress in, someone that is acting, someone that is playing, and that's what I have decided to do, to protect their hearts, to protect their energy from being hurt, again, because I wasn't thinking about it like that. Okay, so they already, their original donor isn't involved, so you never know how that makes a child feel. But I do my best to make sure my children feel loved, and that if there's any problems that they feel like they cannot talk to me about, I make sure that someone is there in place to speak to my children. I sign them up for counseling. I sign them up for, different group activities with, other women that's mentors and things like that, to make up for that mistake right there. And that's why my children, they love that about me. They like, Mom, it's not your, my little one be trying to convince me it's not your fault, Mom. And I'm like, yeah, it was my fault. Even though I was under heavy witchcraft when I chose these men, I still take responsibility. I take responsibility for being weak at that time in my life when I was young and dumb. I take responsibility for being dumb. I take responsibility, for not choosing or allowing a strong enough man to choose me. I take accountability for being under heavy witchcraft, under heavy sedation, under a heavy illusion. I take responsibility for that. And my daughter's like, Mom, how can you still take responsibility when you didn't put the witchcraft on yourself? You didn't put these. And it's like, it's one of those things where I'm not perfect and I don't try to be. And I take accountability where I need to take accountability for. And I have taken accountability for that situation. And now that I've taken accountability for the wrongs and I have the opportunity to right my wrongs, I have not done that to my children again. No matter what, no, you're the yard man, you're the yard man. You to this man, you to that man. You the tire man, you're the tire man. This is how I'm introducing you to my children, and this is what you will forever be. It's not gonna be no, and I'm okay with that. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all because I know that it's another, beautiful queen out there, beautiful mother out there that's, probably has made the same vow. Like, you know what? I'm just going to protect my children's heart. I'm just going to protect them and speak that love into their life. Yeah. Speak that love and that good energy into their life and over them. And I ask my children all the time, like, or I tell them all the time, like, your husband, he's going to bring you flowers. Your husband is going to make sure you're a princess. Your husband is going to do this for you. Your husband is going to do that for you all the time. Even though they're young, I'm planting good seeds on their soil. And I clean their room for them because you never know. School can be stressful. School can be a pain in your children's behind. And so, like, they don't do me too bad. Like I said, I ain't no maid now, but I feel like you should come home to a clean home and a cooked meal because you don't know those people, they probably don't like the lunch, but I send lunch with my kids. And on days that I don't, it doesn't matter. Still make sure that they have that and that they see that just because you don't have that thing doesn't mean that you're missing out. Because we had that thing and we were totally unprotected. We were totally in a fucking snake pit. We were in danger when we had that person in our lives. And so I tell them, hey, it's not one of those things where it's a necessity. I feel like I can't go without my earrings, but I can go without that if it comes with that. Cause see, when I was young and dumb, I was like, I can handle the heat. So I can get in the kitchen. I can handle the heat. So I can get in the kitchen if I want to, but when you have children, it's like, no, you can't keep letting them get in the kitchen with you because they cannot handle the heat. And I have girls. And I rather them see me loving on them, supporting them, motivating them, encouraging them, praying over them, praying with them, teaching them how to be young ladies and then showing them how to be young women and then showing them how to be queens. I'd rather them see me loving and being single and happy than to be with somebody who is making me miserable, draining me, depressing me, depriving me, not loving me properly, whooping on my ass. not there when you need them to be. Yeah, I'd rather my children have this version of me than to put up with all of that just so I can say, oh, my children got a dad, or my children has a father. That ain't no father figure. That ain't no that's not that. And these men will get so disrespectful in front of your children, and it's like, because they not only want to install fear in you, they want to install, it's like whatever they want to do to you, whatever these men want to do to you, they want to do it to your children too. And I just had to learn that, and I'm glad I did not learn it the hard way. I picked up on it, and I was like, oh hell no. This is why I was doing it this way the first time. I was keeping my dating life away from my children. And I thank God that I did it that way. Because the first time I tried it, and it was just so fast. It's too fast. Like, you the second day, like, or third day meeting my kids, and you already want to be their dad. You already want to move in, and it's like, why everything is so fast so soon? Like, and then I had somebody that was just my friend. Like, I really thought that this person was truly and genuinely my friend, and my children knew him as like the friend of the family, like somebody, a man that I could call on if I needed something, a tire or this or that, or I need this table put together or something like that, like a true friend of the family. And he just, I want to cross that line. I want to cross that line. I love you. I love your children. Da da da. I'm like, nah. He begged and pleaded and pleaded and begged. Let me just take you and the kids out to eat, to get something to eat. And on the way to get something to